Department, the council, the mayor, the deputy mayor, township manager, clerk, and other township personnel and guests. Thank you for having me. I am proud to represent the police department and our animal shelter. I work with a group of extraordinary people who have, despite challenges, have shown me that they are willing to make a difference in this town. And tonight I'd like to demonstrate some of the hard work performed by the men and women of our department. Interesting enough, this week marks my second year anniversary being public safety director. We did not time it this way, but it fell right in line. It's perfect. So I am going to definitely, first of all, thank the men and women of the department because they do make my job easier. I will say they take my guidance sometimes, like, are you serious? But, you know, they, all right, she wants it done this way, you know, and I taught them that you can do more than one thing at a time. So I welcome them. I have about 20 slides, trust me, I will make it as quick as possible. So our department is broken down into 3 divisions: patrol, professional services, and investigative division. Those are the different departments that comprise the entire police department. The command staff consists of 3 captains and 5 lieutenants. They run the day-to-day operations of the department, and I will say that they are definitely strong men and women, and I have 1 woman in the command staff. I'm looking to change that one day, but they do a very, very good job running the department. We have 18 sergeants. We are finally full staff with sergeants. Well, actually, we were full staff last year. 1 retired, and we backfilled another sergeant. So we're back to full staff with supervision, which is a very key component of managing law enforcement personnel. Currently, we have 6 patrol squads. Now, when I came, one of my goals was to have 6 squads containing 2 sergeants and 9 officers. Presently, each squad has a lieutenant, has 2 sergeants, and 4 out of the 6 squads have 8 officers. So our goal, you'll see in the next slide when I discuss staffing, is to fill the TO, table of organization, and to finally have 9 officers, 2 sergeants, a lieutenant on patrol for each squad. What that does is if everyone comes to work, and if I have no one sick or injured, that means we have approximately 10 cars on the road at one time. During overlap, we can have as many as 20 to 25 cars on the road. So that is my goal, which would mean more targeted law enforcement areas, more traffic enforcement, more everything. Right now, our staffing, last year we were, you'll see the highlighted numbers. We were down a couple of people in different areas. We have filled those vacancies. Right now, I only have 7 police officer vacancies, which is good from where I started over a year ago. And we're presently working on those too. So those will be filled this year. Overtime and comp time, you'll see from 2019 to 2020 to 2021, how that has decreased. Obviously, 2021, we had a little more movement in the world, so that increased our overtime with certain activities going on in town. But still, I think we're at remarkable low numbers as we monitor and keep everyone accountable for overtime and comp time. I did a little different chart this year since we had some information from the census, and you'll see the breakdown and the comparison of the population of Franklin to our police officers in the department. I think it's quite remarkable to see we are getting there. We are closely matching and resembling the diversity within our community. So go to the next, I don't have that there. But if you look at the female officers, that has increased by 4% from 2019. The number of black officers increased by 15%, and we're steady with our Hispanic and Asian officers. So I will say that a lot of times just the attraction of the diversity in the department attracts other new officers to the town, so just want to even apply here. Our total calls for services have steadily increased. I will say more and more citizens contact the police, and now everything is documented. So that also creates an increase in the numbers, meaning anytime there's an interaction with the police officers and citizens, that creates a number in the CAD. So even though it looks remarkable how the numbers keep, creeping up, it's not really increasing all the calls. It's just that we're documenting everything now. And also with the body cams, we have to have a number attached to any connection or any contact. So I expect next year numbers to go up even higher. Patrol activity, though, is still increased. So this shows our true increase in the contact that we have. So if you see, we know what happened in 2020, went down slightly. Definitely 2019, a lot of things went down, but we're back up, I would say, to where we should be. Traffic enforcement detail is up 67%. And just as things were closed, we were doing more security checks, mall checks, to keep the officers engaged in the community and making sure people were where they should be during COVID quarantine. Now we're doing other things, i.e. traffic enforcement. This is a heat map. It shows where our officers actually work, and this is for the year. So I just want to show you the difference between officer-initiated activities and citizen-generated. So that means officers doing proactive work versus active officers responding to 911 calls and being called to a location. So the majority of our work, probably 67 to 70%, is citizen-generated. Motor vehicle crashes and fatalities. You'll see crashes are up from last year. Obviously, we know why, but they're still down from 2019, where it was almost 700 difference. Fatal crashes are up. I can say definitely one of the things that I would like to get through to our citizens, drivers, visitors, is to slow down and pay attention. This is why we do a lot of distracted driver campaigns. You'll see our sign out in front of Town Hall, reminding people, put down your phone, pay attention when you're driving. It's just now we have so many more distractions. DWI arrests and crashes are also up. Just so you know, Franklin Township is one of the leaders in DWI arrests in the state of New Jersey. And we receive grants to do DWI arrest and enforcement.
Excuse me, Director?
Yes.
Over here, I'm sorry, Councilman Basanella.
Yeah.
Just because you're on that slide, I wanted to ask a question for clarity on the previous slide.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any data that we have or that we can get going forward that would give indications of whether it's any kind of accident, fatality, anything, whether or not it involves a truck or tractor trailer directly or indirectly? Is there any stats that would show that?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, we would have to pull it from our traffic enforcement division.
Okay,
Yes.
well, I'm not asking for it right now. I'm just curious because a lot of people conscientious of the extremely what appears to be larger volume of truck traffic, commercial traffic, tractor trailer traffic. I'm just wondering if there's any correlation, directly or indirectly, with any increase in fatalities or accidents overall. But we could perhaps talk about that at a public safety meeting coming up.
Okay.
Thank you.
No problem. I can say from my 2 years here, a motor vehicle accident with a tractor or truck is a major incident. And I don't recall too many of them, but I will have them check for that for our next public safety meeting. Domestic violence incidents. Okay, they were slightly up in 2020, and we hope the trend will continue to go downward. We had attributed that to people being in close contact for a long time with each other, but we'll see. 1999 was our highest, which was 637. We don't want to break any records in that area. Our Detective Bureau steadily closes out cases. 2020, they had an 81% closeout rate versus an 85% closeout rate. And they have to meet certain criteria. It has to go through several layers of approval before they can close those cases out. Usually it's closed, exceptionally closed, or closed by arrest. This is our 2021 UCR crime statistics, which mean uniform crime rate. Everyone reports this through the FBI. We're not special when it comes to reporting. We post this on our website as well. As you can see, it may be a little difficult to see from where you are, but the green, those are areas where we are down. The red, we're slightly up, and a large increase, usually because the number is so small. Like we had, 3 one year and then 14 the next, so that makes it a large percentage. But as you can see, overall, we are down approximately 12% in the total crimes reported. Here's a snapshot of our violent crime, UCR crimes. So out of that section that I just showed you, these are the more violent crimes. And 2021, we had a downward trend. I will say this, during the 90s and the early 2000s, you'll see we were more than double what we are now. Here is another heat map which shows you where these incidents are occurring. And everything, I will say this, is happening everywhere. And I will give you smaller bits and pieces so you can see that it's more spread out in every area of our town. Area 1, Area 2, Area 3, Area 4, 5, and 5. So one of the things that we use these maps for when we're analyzing trends and things that's going on within the town, we don't want to see a lot of clusters of the same things. And if we do, usually you'll see those small clusters where things happen. It's like our car burglary rashes that we have. And I will say this, our Detective Bureau, our officers are, they work diligently to bounce back from that. So it's not an ongoing trend. It will be little spurts when, I must say, people come into our town and try to take advantage of certain things. Firearms recovered. I can tell you that Franklin Township Police, we're doing our share to remove guns from our community. Most guns that we recover, they are found on people. Our Community Relations Bureau, as you know, that was one of our projects when we launched the Bureau on Hamilton Street. I can tell you, it never ceased to amaze me. This is not just Captain Hebon and Sergeant Leah. They actually entertain other officers coming into the Bureau. They listen to them about their new projects that they want to come out with. That's how we have Franklin Fit. We have Franklin Can. That came from a citizen's idea. So we're very open to and welcome to suggestions about activities if we can pull it off. A lot of times I will go to the town manager with an idea and he'll give me enough questions that I say, well, I tried. So, but we are. And there's more upcoming events, and with the town opening up, you expect to see us all over the place. New activities coming this year, more car seat checks because we kind of laid back on that due to COVID. Q-HIT survey, we're integrating that with our CAD system, chaplain program, a driver's ed program with Piscataway High School, where myself and Captain Hebon and Sergeant Wilson, we're going to go into the school and talk to the students about safe traffic stops, about what they should and should not do during traffic stops. And trust me, the body cam footage that we have is very helpful because I already have a lot of examples to show the kids. We're going to redact pictures and things like that, which you should not do. Station House Adjustment Program, which the high school is very interested in. Dr. Ravalli and Orville Wilson is just one step to keep our kids out of the criminal justice system. Hopefully that interaction will prevent future ones. My Brother's Keeper, we are engaged with them. We're halfway through the training. They go through a deep training and vetting system because they want every program to be the same, but that finally kicked off. We have the Tradesman program. which sold out. I'm going to say sold out. People filled all the slots for that program. They're going to go in, learn how to make things, carpentry, and that's going to be run by one of our sergeants. And finally, we hope to kick off National Night Out. We tried 2 years in a row. We could not due to COVID, but we want to participate in that as well. And that is it. The entire department is on the move, and we will post any upcoming traffic initiatives or CRB events and programs on our website, the new township website, Facebook, and Instagram. So again, I'd like to thank you for your support, and if you have any questions, more than welcome.